Hello once again, and Tony here with a review of a film I'm really excited to talk about, considering that it's also the holidays, and one that could also be seen on Halloween. It needs no introductions. It's The Nightmare Before Christmas, which had its premiere on October 29, 1993. It was directed by Henry Selick. It was produced by Tim Burton and Denise DeNovi. It was written by Caroline Thompson and Michael McDowell. The music was composed by Danny Elfman. It was based on the characters by Tim Burton. The cinematographer was Pete Kozacek. It was edited by Stan Webb, and it stars the voices of Chris Sarandon, Danny Elfman, Catherine O'Hara, William Hickey, Glenn Shaddix, Ken Page, Ed Ivory, Paul Rubens, Carrie Katz, June Foray, Rob Paulson, Randy Cranshaw, Debbie Durst, Sherwood Ball, and Greg Proops. Now, I first heard about this film ever since I was very, very young, and I first saw only one song of this in the Disney Sing-Along Songs, I presume it's Volume 9, where it had the Topsy-Turvy song as the main song. So, the first song I heard from this film was What's This? What's This? The song where Jack enters Christmastown and is totally enchanted and really enthralled by all of these items relating to Christmas. So that was the first step to really getting to know this film on a pretty personal level. I didn't really start watching this film in its entirety until now. I've only seen snippets of the film, mostly with the songs like Kidnap Mr. Santa Claus and Sally's Song, and even the Oogie Boogie song, and even, of course, What's This, What's This? And even This Is Halloween. Oh, yes. There is no doubt that the songs have become quite iconic as time went on, and I was quite curious and really excited to even watch the film so I could give it a proper review that it totally deserves. And let me just tell you that after watching this film, I absolutely loved it. I figured that if I would have grown up with this film as a kid, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more than I probably could, but still, catching it right now, I finally realized why people love it so much and why it's pretty much considered one of the best stop-motion animated films of all time. And I have nothing more than good things to say about it, so let's start off with the story. Now, the story as a whole was very innovative and just a lot of fun, and it's always exciting. There's always something happening, always something exciting, and at times it also manages to make a great use of atmosphere, especially in the quiet moments as well. It's also very energetic and just a lot of fun. It's not just a fantasy, but it manages to also make great use of the horror comedy elements and even the adventure elements and even some romantic and dramatic elements as well, which really makes the film shine. So basically, you might think that a film talking about different holidays might be nothing new or something that might bore you from time to time, but with this film, it manages to take that concept and really rev it up in terms of excitement, in terms of endearment, and in terms of a lot of great elements just to be found in the story. Basically, Jack Skellington is the Pumpkin King. He needs no introduction of Halloween Town. But with him being the Pumpkin King, he becomes rather tired of this gimmick that he always gets himself into, and he wants to try out something new. Until one fateful day, when he and his dog enter a forest to see different trees of different holidays, he enters a door in which it involves Christmas. Suddenly, he is totally fascinated by all of these events, all of these happenings in Christmastown, that he decides that he's gonna let the town try something new. Will it succeed or will it fail? So, but definitely the story is very much exciting, and it always will leave anybody on the edge of their seats every single time. It's filled to the brim with a lot of memorable moments, great humor, great drama, and it just is totally well written. And I have nothing else to say about the writing. It's absolutely excellent. It was groundbreaking at the time, and still quite groundbreaking to this very day, and very, very memorable. And then we get to the animation. The animation was a total treat. It was a total treat to watch. Just looking at all the interesting character designs and even the jagged, angular designs of each of the backgrounds, and everything was just totally exciting. And not to mention its great use of color. You have these dark, ashy, misty colors commonly used in Halloween Town, but when you go to Christmas Town, it's a lot brighter, it's a lot, well, fun looking, it's a lot, also has a great amount of bright colors being used, like red and some like wintry blue, white, and it's absolutely excellent when it comes to its color palette. So, without a doubt, I'm still quite surprised that this was made back in 1993, because the animation holds up exceptionally well to this very day. But it's also understandable, because when you're trying to do something like a stop-motion animated film or even TV show, it can be rather difficult. It's time-consuming. It takes up a lot of time to really make these characters come alive. But safe to say that with all the hard work and all the effort given to everyone involved in the animation process, it was still and will always will be a mega success. So I'm not going to mince words here that the animation is absolutely stellar. And the music, what more can I say about the music? It was composed by Danny Elfman. This gentleman is a god when it comes to composing a lot of great musical numbers for any film, especially the musicals. He's a great composer, and he's even a great lyricist, and he's even a great singer. I've had a lot of memorable songs stuck in my head, like This Is Halloween, and Where's Jack, Sally's song, What's This, Kidnap the Sandy Claus, the Oogie Boogie song, and even the reprise of Sally's song. I really found all these songs to be very memorable, but the ones that really top it for me definitely have to be Sally's song and Kidnap the Sandy Claus. Oh, and also the Oogie Boogie song. Those songs I really, really love. With Sally's song, I love it because it's melancholy, it's gorgeous, it's just so heartfelt and quite poignant as well. With Kidnap the Sandy Claus, I love it because of its energy, its vibrance, and just how sadistic the lyrics can be. And also, the Oogie Boogie song, it's totally up there with one of the great villain songs of all time. So without a doubt, the music, especially all the songs here, definitely has something memorable to give into the table, and it's always worth the hum every single time. And now we get to the characters, probably the most lovable and even the greatest things about this film as well. Starting with our main hero, Jack Skellington. Now, this guy really bursts with life, energy, and he is totally interesting as a character. Everything about him is so well developed, so exciting, and just speaks. This guy has just a lot of personality. He loves trying out something new. He hates doing the boring same old stuff, but sometimes he can be kind of impulsive, and sometimes he can kind of be a little bit pushy, but he's a very great character all around. He's definitely multifaceted. He's definitely someone who's just a lot of fun to watch on screen every single time, and he just bursts with energy. And then we get Sally. Now, Sally, you might think that she's not capable physically or mentally, but don't let her sweet looks and sweet talking fool you. She's a very strong-willed character. She is definitely independent, and she's someone who can, well, be very capable on her own. She's someone who's very independent-minded, someone who doesn't always need a man to save her life, and most of all, she has a really great personality. While Jack's personality is bombastic and impulsive, Sally's is a lot more meek, timid, and really, really sweet as well. Which is no surprise because when you think about it, these two actually do make a really fantastic couple. And besides, we've all heard the phrase opposites attract. So Sally is definitely a great foil to Jack, but she's even a great character within herself. She also does carry the weight of this film as well, and she does it really well. And then we get the mayor of Halloween Town. He is absolutely hilarious because, well, when you look at this guy, he has two faces. He has his happy face, constantly smiling, constantly self-confident, and then you have his panicky face, which is paler and constantly shouts every single time. This guy just bursts with personality and is also very much fantastic as a character and just a lot of fun. And then we get the three trick-or-treaters, Lock, Shock, and Barrel. Now, when it comes to these kid characters, they have a lot of personality. The personality that makes you really make you feel totally enchanted, yet at the same time kind of creeped out by how mischievous, how sadistic, and just how feisty these kids really are. Yet, they're a lot of fun to watch on screen, and they just burst with a lot of personality. They burst with a lot of life, and they really do work well off the other characters. They're just excellent characters in of themselves, especially when it comes to how hilarious they are, and especially to how twisted they tend to be. And then we get the main villain of the film, the Oogie Boogie Man, who is also bursting with a lot of personality. He's someone who is just creepy, yet someone who is just totally exciting to watch every time on screen. He has this type of personality that is so magnetic, so enthralling, and just bursts with excitement that you can't help but feel totally charmed by his dark presence. Then we get Zero, Jack's dog. Now, he's not just your typical pet character. He does prove himself to be a very great asset to Jack, and even an equally great friend, and just a great character all throughout, and even a great friend to him as well. He's really that great of an animal character. And then we get Santa Claus. He is actually great as a character and really works well off of the other characters, and especially when it came to the scene between him and the Oogie Boogie Man. Now, yeah, he totally is great as a character, especially even the smaller characters. You have the witches, you have the werewolf, you have all of the other denizens of Halloween Town who just burst with personality and burst with a lot of color. So it goes without saying that the characters are absolutely excellent and totally well developed. The voice acting is fantastic. With Chris Sarandon as the speaking voice of Jack Skellington, I felt like he was able to give such a multifaceted performance of this very wonderful and iconic character. And Danny Elfman as his singing voice, what more can you say about him? This guy is a god. He managed to really sing every single song of Jack with such finesse and with such clarity and with such vivacity. Now with Catherine O'Hara, what more can I say about her? I love this actress. I love her as Kate from Home Alone 1 and 2, and I really love her in this film. I guess one can say that the 90s were pretty much the greatest time for actresses like Catherine O'Hara. Here she was giving such a very fine and nuanced performance as Sally, and even an equally maniacal and fun performance as Shock. She really does prove herself to be a very versatile voice actress, voicing a timid young woman like Sally, and then voicing a young, spunky, yet level-headed young girl like Shock. Well, she's quite versatile. I'm actually amazed that this woman can manage to change her voice from time to time. It's absolutely amazing. And not to mention with Danny Elfman as Barrel, I thought he was just absolutely adorable in this role. Adorable in the way that he was mischievous and just so much fun. Then we get Ken Page as the Oogie Boogie Man. Totally exciting, and he just bursts with a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. I could really tell that this guy enjoyed his role and pretty much has made his voice form up to the Oogie Boogie Man to a T. Then we get the late, great Glenn Shaddix as the mayor of Halloween Town. Now, I really love Glenn Shaddix in his role as the pastor from Heathers. And here he is doing yet another fine role. He really bursts with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy as the mayor of Halloween Town, and he does it very, very well. And then we get the likes of William Hickey as Dr. Finkelstein, who is basically an homage to, well, Dr. Frankenstein. And with Dr. Finkelstein, he's quite an interesting character. He's someone who's stern, yet to some reasons he's quite well-meaning as a character. And I thought he managed to add well to this show, or excuse me, to this movie very, very well. And with William Hickey's performance of this character, he gives off a sense of urgency and a sense of mystery that really surrounds this equally wonderful character. And even Ed Ivory as Santa Claus, I thought he was just excellent in this role. Managing to really portray such a thankless character with such a fine performance all throughout. And then even the other voice actors like Carrie Katz, June Foray, Randy Crenshaw, Debbie Durst, Rob Paulson, Sherwood Ball, and Greg Proops, they all do great. They all really do great in the smaller characters, and they also burst with such enthusiasm as well. So overall, what more can I say about The Nightmare Before Christmas? It's a great film that can either be watched on Halloween or Christmas. Whatever you choose to watch it, I'm sure that you're gonna really get a great time with this film. And that's why I'm gonna give it a well-deserved 5 out of 5 stars. It is a masterpiece. It is a definite masterpiece. And for those of you who have already seen this film, please let me know what your thoughts are about this film as well. And what were your favorite moments and who were your favorite characters? What were your favorite anything about this film? Please comment below and let me know. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to tune in later where I review Vivaldi's Four Seasons, which will be shown at the St. Charles Church. So until then, see you later, everybody, and I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.